Naoya, the monster. Inoue is a force to be reckoned with.
Really hard to get in and out.
Right hand hurts him! Oh, a huge right hand from the monster! And then he chases him down! That destructive, decisive power!
He has defeated legendary fighters, undefeated champions, and has claimed every title he set his sights on. Now, he is an undefeated monster with 32 wins, and still nobody has ever been able to figure out his secrets. But there were times when the crowd felt that Naoya would go down today. But what the monster did afterwards just shook the entire world.
Inoue out of position. When Inoue commits, he's out of position.
Oh, there it is. Inoue returns the favor.
This is fighting is art, and today you will see the fights when Naoya shocks everyone with his punching power. Omar Narvaez versus Naoya. The first one on the list is Omar Narvaez, an Argentinian fighter who had a more experienced career than the monster, with 43 wins and only one loss until he met Naoya Inoue. A fight that was supposed to be a 12-round war turned into a 2-round snack for the monster.
やはり井上の名前というのはもうすでに轟いてるんですね。今日それを結果としてサウスポーでいきましたね。厳しい表情ですね。
ご覧のようにサウスポースタイル。身長差ではさあまずスピードということですが、パンチのスピードはもちろんあります。今度は右手に入っています。力を入れています。
In the first round, Naoya dominated the fighter with his staggering punches, and in only the first few seconds, Omar had to go to the canvas, but he still managed to survive the first round. But even Omar knows that he can't survive for too long, and Naoya showed why in the second round. In the second round, Omar tried his best to persist through the pain, but a devastating left hook to the liver put him to the ground and he never recovered, making Naoya the WBO Junior Bantamweight Champion. Naoya versus Stephen Fulton. In front of a sold-out Ariake Arena, Stephen Coolboy Fulton stepped into Tokyo with zero intention of bowing to Japan's national hero.
I see me wiping him out clean. He's too small for me. He's too short.
Fulton was about to learn why you should stay humble with your opponents. Stephen tried to impose his will early on, but Naoya had no mercy for fighters who dared challenge him on home soil.
Look at him. But trust me, I assure you, once he gets...
Horse range will be half-inch reach advantage. The naturally bigger man, tone 108.
That he's smart. That's the reason why he's not just rushing in there. He doesn't want to walk into anything. So interesting to see that low lead hand starting off like that. Good jab. All night about Fulton's jab. But what about Inoue's jab?
Inoue now goes upstairs with it and follows Fulton back.
He was clear. Thought he's gonna get on.
For the first round, it looked as if Fulton was just trying to knock out the air.
Those punches, you see Fulton, even though he's the...
Fulton steps forward, Inoue backs off. You can see how high he is early on here as he hits the back. There's that.
It's the quickness. Let's see if Fulton can turn it around. He needs it.
And he wants to show that he's tough. You got to show you're tough while still being intelligent.
You see the shifting game plan already?
Suddenly, the monster gets unleashed.
There's been a point of emphasis early on, and then the right hand up top.
Inoue's beating him to the punch. Superior boxing.
Well, we get so enamored with the power as well. Good combination from Inoue.
A sudden left jab catches Fulton on the nose, and he starts to bleed.
Scooter Fulton.
Fulton's going to have to make some changes. Going to have to make some adjustments.
With a certain risk to be more offensive-minded against the monster. As
Change your rhythm up. You have to. Throw feints. Subtle movement.
Suddenly, Stephen tries to make a comeback, but gets punished badly.
turns fire.
See, Inoue get a little bit overconfident, Tess, and he'll leave himself available.
As Inoue throws another combination.
Inoue can get there quick with that jab. As Fulton has them really hard to get in and out.
Right hand hurts him. Oh, a huge right hand from the monster, and then he chases him down.
Somehow, Fulton beats the counts.
Hurt badly. The monster on the attack, trying to claim 2 more belts as Fulton tried to grab the ropes, backed up into the corner. Here comes Inoue, that destructive, decisive power.
After facing a barrage of punches, Stephen finally goes down, and Naoya shows why it is important to stay humble, even if you're better Naoya versus Juan Payano. But if you love quick knockouts that show what real power looks like, you will love Naoya Inoue versus Juan Payano. On October 7th, 2018, Naoya had to defend his title against the Dominican professional boxer, but nobody knew that it would turn into one of Naoya's quickest knockout matches.
Good luck. The WBA regular bantamweight champion is the man wearing the white trunks with the black waistband. 8% knockout ratio, but in his 22nd professional bout tonight.
With a quick 1-2 combination, Naoya sends Juan Carlos to the ground, and it looked as if his soul had left his body. This might look like a highlight, but within 70 seconds, Naoya bags his 17th victory. Naoya versus Emmanuel Rodriguez. On 18th May 2019, Naoya faced Emmanuel Rodriguez for the WBA and the IBF championship. But before the fight, Emmanuel's coach made a grave mistake by aggressively pushing Naoya's father. The monster was pissed at this, so he decided to get his revenge on the poor fighter.
De las World Boxing Super Series, el vencedor se enfrentará a un hombre tremendo, golpeando en la línea del rival. Pero curiosamente es Manny Rodríguez el que ha tomado el centro del cuadrilátero, guardia alta, movimientos de cabeza y de cintura de izquierda, eléctrico hasta el momento Manny Rodríguez. Qué bien, pero ojo que enfrente tiene uno terrible.
Fíjate el primer detalle, ahí estamos viendo a Manny Rodríguez cómo está mandando, tiene el centro del ring. Sí, estamos hablando de 2 campeones mundiales invictos, que iba a tener un poquito de respeto por la pegada de Naoya y Inoue, que iba a ser ambiciosa la noche de hoy, de momento el tremendo poder que tiene.
Rodríguez se disculpa con deportividad, los dos son muy de derecha arriba. La guardia alta del que sigue tomando el centro del ring se deja caer al fallo del rival y de
con el talento, con la velocidad y con la precisión que tiene.
Muy peligroso, ¿no? Inoue, pero un Manny Rodríguez muy centrado y quizá pues con ese trabajo muy...
Those punches from Inoue. And there's a right hand too from Inoue. This is a fearsome flurry, and he's got him with a left for the first time in his...
A quick left-right snaps Emmanuel's head and puts him on the canvas. He beats the count, but now the monster's locked in, and once Inoue starts hunting, it's over. The count reaches 10, the referee waves it off, and Naoya delivers payback for his father's humiliation. Naoya versus Kohei Kono. Then the monster faced off against the tough guy, Kohei Kono, a more experienced fighter with 39 wins and the former WBO super flyweight world champion. However, more experience doesn't mean you can win from the monster. From the opening bell, Naoya starts pressurizing Kohei Kono with his lightning-fast jabs.
さあ右のボディ。さあ具志堅さん、井上サイドから見たポイントどういうところになりますか？
いやもう立ち上がり
そして長谷川ポイント、この試合どういうところになりますか？
いかに中に入って
さあ右のアッパーも出してきました。一つこのアッパーというのが河野対策として重点ポイントにするものなんですが、右をフックだ。なんと河野後衛が出てきた。河野後衛の右。あっという間に2分経過。いや前に出ている河野。
今の河野選手の
冷静。さあボディから左。一瞬河野。さあ細かいパンチは井上尚弥。井上尚弥、その距離感をこの第1ラウンドで掴んだか。さらに最後強烈なボディ。
One round in, Kohei realized he wouldn't last long against this beast, but he kept swinging anyway.
右のショートアッパー。さあ河野がボディ。井上尚弥をトランス。そして井上尚弥ノーボス打った。右だ河野の右。左を返した。具志堅さん、これも両者早いラウンドで決めようですね。
河野選手ももう本当に気持ちが強く出てますね。
そうですね。いやすごい戦いになりました。さあ前に出る左のボディ。井上尚弥。さあじわりじわりチャレンジャー河野を追い詰めていくか。右を返してくる。左のボディ。とてつもない音が効いた。これは効いている。さあ前に出て井上尚弥が詰める。距離を詰めてくる。井上がさらに詰め込んでまたボディ。さあじわりじわりチャレンジャー河野を追い詰めていくか。右を返してくる。左のボディ。とてつもない音が効いた。これは効いている。ボディが効いている。さあ前に出て
後半にいいボディをもらっちゃったんで、
ここからですね。
And in round 3, things were only going to escalate even further.
ボディのダメージっていうのはなかなか引きずりますよ。
福永さん、
はい、
チャンピオンサイドですけれども、指摘をしていますね。ボディから
福永さん、河野陣営ですが出てますね。前に出た方がいいの。
そして左のボディ。さらに行く。ちょっとこれは効いたか。相手にダメージを蓄積させた。
すごい気合入ってますね。
具志堅さん、何かここ2試合は消化不良の戦いが多かった。このアッパーというのが一つ
打たせて、そしてカウンターを取っていけと、そういう指示が出ています。
気をつけろと。そして左のジャンプ前のところで
接近したい。いや接近して、そして右だ。そして左。長谷川さん、
今のラウンドこの河野選手が
今のラウンドを続けていこうという声が飛んでいました。
そしてまた前に出ます。河野が前に出てきた。井上立ち上がった。河野はさあ井上尚弥23歳チャンピオン。
勝負ですね。河野選手。
河野は耐えられた。井上は消えるか。右だ。井上尚弥テクニカルノックアウト勝利。
Half a minute into round 6, a devastating blow drops Kohei. He gets up, but Naoya sees the lights are out and attacks with a merciless combo to finish him. Naoya versus Jamie McDonnell. Then came Jamie McDonnell, a promising contender, who finally got his title shot, but he had no answer for the violence Naoya brought to the ring, turning a scheduled 12-rounder into a first-round demolition. Naoya sends McDonnell to the spirit realm using his devastating punches and continues his winning streak, Naoya versus Adrian Hernandez. Naoya's sixth fight was against the veteran Adrian Hernandez, who had 29 wins and only 2 losses in his professional career. Then, on April 6, 2014, he came face-to-face with the Japanese fighter, Naoya, the monster, Inoue. The WBC light flyweight championship was on the line, and Naoya had to win this fight to become a triple champ.
怪物とも言われてきた井上尚弥は川島さんどうでしょうね、勝負を仕掛けて井上の前にここまでは完封状態です。右の打ち下ろし、右のボディストレート、右のフック。
これからですけども、今までにもらったことないパンチ力ですね。
なるほど、
今まではないです。
そのコールを聞くまでもなくディフェンスも完璧じゃないでしょうかね。
そうですね、ブロックはしてますね。あんまりもらわない方がいいですよ。
プレススタイルのチャンピオンが下がっているワンステーク。警戒心は川島さんもこれチャンピオンだ。このラウンドもちょっともらうシーンがありましたね。ここはボディでこれはガードができてますが、相手の左もかわして今度は左を乗せていく。ブロッキングでこれはかわしていく、打ち返していく。ブロッキングで
そうですね、ちょっとアドリアンもスロー、やっぱりね、完璧ですよね。
今のディフェンスはブロック井上の
完璧に全部ブロックしてますよ。
それがもう見えてる。見えてる。したいんですが、それをさせない井上尚弥。いやしかしここはおそらくこれは有効なのもしかすでしょう。ここはちゃんと右のストレート。そして右のボディストレート。
カウンターを怖がらずに思い切って振れるんですよ。
左アッパー、ロングアッパーです。大舞台にも臆することなくチャンピオンを圧倒しています。6戦でこの世界タイトル挑戦にたどり着いてきた井上尚弥。
The first round was devastating for Adrian as Naoya was banging him with headshots and he had no reply to those attacks, so he started defending and that only made matters worse for him.
さらにはさまざまな集合して横に出していきました。相手のチャンピオンはここまで32戦29勝、負け山な2つしか。最高でいいですよね。ちょっとした時に気が緩むところがあるという話をしていましたが、しかしここは逃げます。世界タイトルマッチです。
するのはですね、入るときにボディフック。
プロデビュー6戦目という井上尚弥、通しています。
いい展開ですね。
ボディに力を込めてきますチャンピオン。しかしこめかみを捉えている。左ボディのラブから右のフック、スパイ、右のボディストレートだ。これも左の目からの出血で井上もだいぶ返り血を浴びています。通されています。
After a lot of back and forth, Naoya finally sees an opening and leans in to finish the fight to become the new champion.
へし折っていきます。ちょっと避難するところもあります井上。以来一回一丸となって使を言わせずに右のフック、井上お父さんの慎吾さん、こんな慎吾さんの
Naoya Inoue versus Paul Butler. Actually, the real competition for Naoya was Paul Butler. The baby-faced assassin stepped into the ring with the monster on December 13th, 2022. Paul came in with a devastating record of 34 wins with only 2 losses, a warrior who had conquered nearly everyone in his path.
And I expect stand defensive responsible and defensively sound and not opening up right away.
Forward for a moment. In a position of Butler. Inoue touches him to the body. Put the jab. Inoue steady table. Creating the opportunity for offense. Now you see the head movement to keep Inoue off. Now there's right hand that comes in. And 2 lefts to the body. Good body work in round number 2. Now explain to people when you say that. You call it a teeter-totter. And Butler.
Inoue is trying every trick in the bag. He switched southpaw. I know.
Soon after, the taunting starts again.
Punching power from Inoue. Look at Inoue's having fun. This is the undisputed championship of the world, and Inoue is just...
And engage.
I recognize the pattern from Butler. Wonder if Inoue recognizes it. Butler always... Well, more of the same. 1-2 combination right there lands from Butler. Pretty much target practice. That land directly on the chin.
That time willing to throw.
Finally came the 11th and Paul's last round.
Now Inoue with a combination.
Raised.
And a big right hand that comes in. Great work from Inoue. Big combination. That power of Inoue comes through, and he gets it done at 11. Dismisses an unengaged Paul.
A barrage of punches with a devastating left hook puts Paul to the ground, but he never recovers. Naoya becomes the first ever man to hold 4 world championships at once.